I consider myself a modern-day journalist. I have experience producing, reporting, anchoring, shooting my own video, and editing on the fly.
Christine, according to Highway Patrol, the SUV hit a guardrail on this side of the bridge, actually before the bridge. This is the pipe that originally broke. When it did, water started gushing through this hole.
More than a dozen people watched their homes burn to the ground in a massive fire in Raleigh.
While it was difficult for me to hold the AR-15 in place, point and shoot, behind this door is where authorities found 7 sticks of dynamite today.
The water came all the way through the street, up to the house, and the only thing you could see was the top of the house.
After 15 minutes, I got the suit on.
My arm's in there. I don't know if you can feel it.
I launched a hyperlocal news website for AOL. I produced the website's content and managed its social media. Welcome to DeerfieldPatch.com, your source for everything local. I'm Natalie Kaplan, the website's editor. My work in television news helped me become the communications director for one of the best high school districts in Illinois.
Let's start with the basics. District 113 is comprised of 2 high schools, Deerfield and Highland Park.
What I love about this industry is that I get to tell other people's stories. My goal is to make each one memorable.
Jazz was lying in a pool of blood here on this floor between these 2 pieces of equipment. And those 2 pit bulls were sitting over her as happy as they could be.
Last Monday, Mark Kent walked into his basement to find his lab, Jazz, dead. He says 2 pit bulls had followed her into this home and brutally killed her. Right now, the pit bulls are being held at the Dare County Animal Shelter. Initially, they were released to the owner because under North Carolina laws, authorities couldn't legally hold them.
Within a day or 2 days after they completely slaughtered my Jazz in the room right below us here, they were home with their owner, I presume, wagging their tails.
Only after the district attorney, Frank Parrish, filed a motion to have the dogs seized again were they taken back into custody. Now Kent wants those laws changed.
The state laws that I've looked at completely fail to protect the public. They allow a dog to have to bite someone twice before anything can be done about the animal, before the animal can be picked up.
Local authorities we spoke to agree.
I am so supportive of doing something on the local level and possibly on the state level.
Mark tells me there's been an outpouring of support from the community. All week long, he's been getting telephone calls from neighbors. People have been stopping by. Residents have even been posting signs like this one, "Justice for Jazz, put them to sleep." Kent says he knows there are a lot of dog owners out there that feel the same way he does and would do the same thing in his situation.
You know, there is pain and there is suffering, and I suspect that pain is going to last for a while longer, and that suffering is probably never going to go away.
Christine, according to Highway Patrol, the SUV hit a guardrail on this side of the bridge, actually before the bridge, and then flipped several times, and then it fell down this bank into the freezing cold Tar River. Authorities say 1 male was inside and has been pronounced dead. Problem out here is that while the fire is contained, because of the nature of the material inside and because it's so hot, fire officials tell me everything has been put out. They're just making sure it stays that way and want to stay on the scene until investigators arrive. Mother Nature caused a whole lot of problems for the Davises today. Not only did a tree come crashing down into their roof, their power is not working, and now they're afraid this home isn't a safe place to live anymore. Dave, my electricity bill for last month was about $130. Now that's for a pretty small apartment. Now imagine trying to keep a massive palace air conditioned. Well, you can imagine that bill was a little bit larger. Don Wygent is in charge of more than 150 pianos at East Carolina University, making sure they sound as good as they look.
Take care of their instruments, and when you hear them, you say, hey, this is great because I made that better.
But there's a little something different about this ECU piano tuner.
I'm visually impaired, completely blind. Can't see anything.
100%.
Absolutely.
That hasn't stopped Wygent from being an expert in his craft.
We will tune it. Would you like to tune it?
Sure, I'll tune it.
I'll show you how to tune it. You're going to stray, and I'm going to help you tune it, okay?
Okay.
All right, play it, please. Now the next one down, the black key. Now, play it, please, and hold it down.
This music man's worked on campus for more than 30 years and says he's got the best job in the business.
Personal reward, and then you get rewarded because you get respect, because there's not many people can do this well. And of course, lastly, you make a decent living. And so all the way around, you know, it's really great. You know, it's great for anyone, but especially for visually impaired people, it gives us a chance to really be part of the picture.
A picture that Wygen can't see, but one that wouldn't sound as good without him. The community I live and work in has always been really important to me. In January, I won a national video contest, landing my old middle school a $7,500 donation for this video. This is my 8th grade graduation class back in 1998. The picture hangs on this wall with all the other classes that have graduated from Bernard Zell on Chiamet Day School.
Well, it's so good to see you.
This is me now, almost 15 years later. I recently traveled back to say hi to some teachers and tell them how much this school still means to me.
So good to see you again.
Little do these kids know that they'll hit the ground running in high school because of teachers like him.
Dr. Ellison was amazing. My thesis was on ethnocentricity. That sort of practice for high school is so much more beneficial than you think.
The teachers at Bazades have always made this place one of a kind. Take Miss Wexler. She was my 4th grade teacher and my younger brothers too. She helped me build up a whole lot of confidence during some of those middle school years. Or Miss Garfinkel, who came running down the hallway just to say hello. It's no wonder Bazades always makes you feel at home. But there was one other person I was especially excited to see. Let's go back to that 8th grade photo. Check out the girl 2 rows behind me.
Can you believe that you're teaching here now?
My teachers here saw something in me and were such important adults during my life that I wanted to then come back and be an important adult in these kids' lives.
Danny and I grew up together. We enjoyed story time, we played sports, and memorized the words to Aunt Chiamet's most popular song. And then we culminated our Bazades experience with a once-in-a-lifetime trip.
You guys are going to have the best time in Israel. We were there for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, this was our commemoration of our trip and presented it to the school.
And now that we're all grown up, we can appreciate how truly special a place like this can be. I believe all these experiences have created a unique skill set that I'm ready to share.